Okay, here's the issue. It was a nice day today. Today was the Sunday of the May long weekend. The May 2 weekend, as we like to say here in Canada. I don't have an English accent, a Canadian accent. You guys sat through my videos where I'm talking about cleaning my room, and my friend Paul came over and even helped me organize a little bit. So it is a policy, and it's one of these things that I want to get done because I don't know where some of my stuff is. And that comes into clear focus when I have a show in 4 days where I can't find stuff. Now, in any given context, what happens is that I finish a show, which was Brickomania. I don't think I did a show this year yet. Again, the mind's a blur right now, so I can't remember what I had for breakfast. But Brickomania was the last big show that I remember doing. There might have been another one, and I'm sorry I forgot. But Brickomania. And what happens is I put the entire layout back into those 8 boxes in the garage, and I wait till the next show. And I have my list of, I never noticed that. I've never seen this before. This thing, I have a bent axle. Look at that. I will have to fix that. So I don't have to worry about it because all 8 boxes have the entire layout. And then I bring it to a show and I set it up and I take it down. But of course, in between shows, I try to fix stuff and make things better and change things up a little bit, whatever. But I haven't had a chance. I just haven't had a chance. But I did haul this stuff out with the monorail track. And so I actually have to do an inventory of the monorail track because I did pull it all out and I'm going to make sure it's all there. Because Sandy, my wonderful, beautiful wife, we were at Bricks in the 6th last year, and I set up the entire layout, and I realized for whatever reason, a curved piece of monorail track went missing. And I have no idea why. Because the monorail just goes back in there. So I must have taken the piece out between the show before Bricks in the 6 last year and Bricks in the 6. And so Sandy had to drive all the way home, back to Hamilton, to grab me one single piece of curved monorail track. And I said, yeah, that's not going to happen again. So I'm going to do an inventory before I put everything back. I have to find my booklet that I have for my layout and do that. What's that say? It doesn't matter. It's already disappeared. And so what happens here is, so I hauled out because you guys saw the videos, I'm working on my train to make the contact pickups a lot better. I'm just going to plug this in so my phone doesn't die. That is on, right? Because I did not see, and this is on. Let's see, turn this on to make myself look better. As if the lighting's going to make myself look better. And so I pulled out my monorail that I've been using in the shows. And then I thought, since I basically rebuilt this guy with the nice pickups with the braided wire and the heat shrink tubing, I said, what I should do right now is to try to, because there's one monorail train that I've had that I never bothered trying to put external pickups on, the external power to, and that's the little cars. Each individual person has their own car, and I said, well, that'd be fun to try to add the braided wire and the external pickups too. Where is it? Because I haven't brought it to a show in a long time. Ever since I converted the entire layout to externally powered monorail, because that monorail train did not have external pickups, I put it in a box somewhere and completely forgot about it. And I've been running this guy. Like, this guy was not part of my layouts for the longest time but that was the first one I converted to be powered. Just for testing purposes years ago, like decades ago. And so I just left them at home. And then I said, well, I got 4 loops and this guy's already powered. It's got the wiring for the power. So I'm just going to skip the other guy and I'm going to use that thing on that level instead. And I did that for the last 2 years now. But I thought it'd be fun to try the other one because I'm here. And so I start looking for it in this room. And I could have sworn I left it with the layout, but no, it wouldn't be with the layout because I didn't bother bringing it to shows because I wasn't going to use it at shows. And I don't have enough space to leave that thing in one of those boxes out that, so I couldn't find it in the boxes. I tore apart my boxes, all 8 of them, looked at them, they weren't there. And I started down here. I went into my monorail bins. They weren't there. So I thought, I'm looking over here with all my electrical supplies. They weren't there. I'm going, where in this beautiful, beautiful planet could these things be? And now I'm getting concerned because, again, I don't usually, in any given context, start worrying about losing Lego because Lord knows I have enough. I can lose 1 or 2 bricks. I lost a bin of minifigs at a show once years ago. I went walking. I don't know if it got packed into somebody else's stuff. I'm not attributing maliciousness, but I had a bin of minifigs, from Classic to M-Trons and everything else like that in there, and they all went missing. And it was just a bit, because I would bring a bin when I was doing the ad hoc layouts and just start populating with various minifigs from the bin. And I did, again, I'm oblivious on any given day. It's my bane of my existence that I don't pay attention. My brain doesn't seem to have the faculties to get the minutiae. I brought 10 things there. I'm going to bring 10 things home. My brain doesn't work that way. I brought stuff. That sort of looks like my stuff. I take it home. So that looks like the stuff I brought. That's what's coming home with me. Oh, Dave, I'll get a call. Dave, you forgot. What's that?
Stuff I can't fit in my room no more.
What are you doing?
There goes a dog. I don't know, it's Lego. It's a Lego room.
Yeah, it is Lego room. Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
Hi, world.
Don't mind me being shirtless. I'm a guy, you
don't want to keep Grogu here?
Nah.
Okay. Interrupt this. Thanks, bud. Have a good night.
Love you.
Love you more.
Bye, world.
Bye, world. Love that kid. So, where was I? I was talking about something. So, I will get calls from family members and or people at shows that say, Dave, you left X, Y, and Z. And I try, and honestly, I do put effort into it. I try to remember what I brought, especially if it's semi-expensive and rare. I don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff. I'm going to put it here on the floor for now because it's in my way. This is stuff that Josh has built over the years. And he's cleaning up his room, and I think he's outgrowing the Lego, unlike his dad. So, his dad, Grogu, I'll make room for you on the shelf because you're kind of cute. Quick tangent. Years ago, when we were at Bonafide Train Club, RTL Toronto was a Bonafide Train Club, we got boxes from Lego of returns and or whatever, and it got sorted out to all the different train clubs in the world. And we went over to our friend Chris's house to do a potluck and sort the Lego and give it to whoever wanted it. Took turns in grabbing it. I could possibly, because I never bought the original Yoda brick built fig, but I think I have all the sand greens from that. But anyway, that's a little different thing. I got a whole bin of sand green over there, that whatever. Anyway, so I honest to goodness tried to remember what I brought, especially if it's somewhat necessary for me to bring to the next show. And since the layout itself is completely custom tailored to the boxes, I know if I'm missing something. So that's easy. But what happened here is that when I cleaned up the room, and I got the floor, and there's more stuff on the floor. I got the floor empty and I put everything away. This is where I'm going with this. You might remember I had 3 totes of overflow Lego that I haven't sorted out into the collection yet. It has to be looked at. It has to be, rolled in. It's just stuff that it accumulates over the years. So I got 3 totes under my desk. And I did not want to look in them because there's 3 big totes to look in, and I don't have a lot of room here to do that. Because my plan was, at some point in the very near future, is that I would start taking 1 tote at a time, taking a handful of bricks and either sorting into the collection or putting an overflow and putting a bin together to get to Jeff or to my next sale at Bricks in the Six, the garage sales or whatever. I just hadn't gotten there yet. And so I thought, there's no way I would have put my monorail, my coveted monorail stuff, in those overflow totes. I wouldn't have done it. But I looked everywhere else. I seriously looked everywhere else. So I said, let's go into them. So for the last 20 minutes, I pull out the first tote, dig down to the bottom, and then I think, if I did put it in one of these totes, I hope I put it in a Ziploc. Because, of course, I want to keep the monorail separate from all the other stuff that's in there. And so I start doing that. And, this stuff. It was fun to do. I'm going to say that because I forgot what I put in these totes. And that was just a few months ago, last year or whatever it was. And I'm going, oh, yeah, I do have to clean up all this stuff. And so the first tote comes out. And, of course, there's stuff stored on top of the totes now on my unboxed or not opened mint and sealed box stuff that are sitting on top of these totes. So I had to move those out of the way and then open the first tote, find Bionicles, all the stuff that Josh played with before, blah, blah, blah. Not in there. Move more boxes, get the second tote out, blah, blah, blah. Not in there. So that's another 15, whatever, minutes. And I get to the third tote and I'm like, it's not in here. And I'm digging down to the bottom and I'm finding stuff I haven't seen in years. And then there. and I will say the very first thing, a sigh of relief, because again, I was moving Lego and all of a sudden I saw trans yellow. and again, you have to be that niche of Lego fan and classic space fan that when you see trans yellow, your heart just kind of woohoo. There's trans. I knew what it was, but I said woohoo, just the trans yellow alone. And again, in the grand scheme of things, trans yellow is meh. Like, you've seen the black light with Ice Planet. You've seen the black light with Space Police. Space Police 2. And Blacktron 2. Actually, there's no black light for Space Police 2. But Blacktron 2. And all the other stuff that has a trans neon green and trans neon orange. Trans yellow does not show up at all in black light. And so black light doesn't make a pop. But for us nostalgic people, and I think that's 90% of people why they like my layout, it's nostalgic. It's not that it's a great layout, it's just nostalgic of the blue, gray, and trans yellow. So the second I saw trans yellow, woo! But then, yeah, I found it. And again, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 monorail bogies in this bag. So if I had a monorail motor, forget the trans yellow. So this I would take a pretty substantive hit if I lost this bag of monorail parts. I really would. And so I was thankful I found it. Of course, it was in the very last tote that I could possibly look into, and it was at the bottom of that tote, which is again the very last spot I could have possibly searched. Besides tearing the house apart now. But the most logical sense that it was the very last spot that I could, people always say, oh, I found it when the very last spot I looked. And I get people say that's like kind of an absurd, because as soon as you find it, you're not looking anymore. But my thing was, I ruled out every single other place that could have been, and then the very last bin that I could have searched tonight. And at the very bottom of that bin is where I found this stuff. So you most of you have seen this before. Look, I may be missing a boogie. I must use it for something. So I take that piece off. I probably used it over here somewhere. And I do not think I have a spare. So I'll probably use it over there on that guy. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to... Oh my goodness gracious, where's this coming from? Again, I'm tired. That's got to stop. So I'm going to put power pickups in this thing. And if you remember, this is the front part of it. So inside here is the actual monorail motor. And inside here would be the battery. So I get to lose this guy. So I get to take this pickup and put the monorail bogie and put it somewhere else. Because it's not going to have a battery box. So I'm going to do that between now and Friday. And this one may make a reappearance at the show rather than this one. I might bring both, just cause. But this one is one of my favorite builds that I've ever done of all time. I think it looks so cute, and people are do gravitate towards it because it is a lot of fun to look at, and it's a lot lighter than that guy over there. So we shall see what happens. And I'm gonna just take that off of here and I'm gonna put it over here in this guy for now, just because I want to see this thing. Yay! I like this thing, and I don't know why I put this one in the back, because this has nothing to do with anything. Oh, there's a space guy. I did not realize this was a space guy. I didn't put him there. But I love this guy. I think he's cute, and for the basic parts, again, except for the monorail boogie, it's a lot of fun to have. And the fact that it actually worked out as nicely as it did for all those shows, and you can just, I'll show you this. Just by this one, plastic dust just caked there, plastic dust just caked there, and just look how dirty these bottoms are. These bogies are just running continuously for all those shows that I used this one, and this thing is a decade old. I'd have to go back in my YouTube channel and see when because I remember building this thing, and it might not, was it even on YouTube? I mean, I did YouTube back then, a decade ago, but it is old. And so I guess the plan will be that this thing will have to be a pickup, and that's the motor. And then I'm going to have to put a vehicle here with another pickup. Because again, 2 pickups work a lot better than 1 pickup. The thing is, I will not need a battery box, so I'm just going to convert this guy into one of these. And we're going to see what happens. But that's not going to be tonight, because it's already late tonight. I'm going to get to bed. I was just happy I found it. Because I was getting a little anxious. The other thing I found while sorting this out is this was from a used lot that I got, and I meant to sort this into the collection. A broken Beta 1 flag, broken helmet. Somebody wanted my broken helmets once. I don't know if anybody's watching this channel. Texted me like 3 years ago to ask for my broken helmets. I have a bag of broken helmets for you. I honestly can't remember who asked me for it. But yeah, so these are a bag of parts. Very, very faded, classic space torso. A stickered firefighter. The stickers are on the wrong guy. I think this came out of the idea book and not the actual firefighter 603 or whatever it was for the firefighter. More classic space helmets that are broken, classic space helmets that are not broken, and more classic space helmets that are broken. Oh yeah, and the light gray air tank. So I'm going to sort that out too into my collection soon, like now. Oh yeah, the broken, yeah, I remember this now. The broken antenna, which I'm going to put into my antenna bin right now. So I'm more sorted now this exact second than I was when I started. So even the smallest things, I'm going to put the flag in there too, because that's where the rest of the flags are. When I actually sort out a piece, any piece into my collection where it's supposed to go, I say, that's actually, I did something. I did. And I'm actually going to do the classic space parts or the tools, because as you might remember, Paul and I sorted out all the classic space tools into their respective containers. So that's on my there. And then we got a walkie-talkie that's going to come over here. Oh, that's not walkie-talkies. Walkie-talkies over this side. There we go. I love that. I think it's awesome. And I thank Paul a lot for doing that with me. I'm going to reiterate this part, and you might be bored of hearing it. I did say, even with RTL Toronto, that we should have an open doors thing going on, where basically I say, oh, on this weekend, on this Saturday from 1 until 7, stop by my house, whoever in the group and or extended group, just come by. We'll have the barbecue going, and you can have a tour of the Lego room, and we can sit and talk Lego all day. We never really did that officially. A few times my friends Janie, Jeff, Brandon, other people, Derek, have come to my house. Our house, Sandy's, throws on a really good shindig. Come to the house for a barbecue with us, and it's been awesome. And we spend 10 minutes in the Lego room, and the rest of the time we're out in the back deck shooting the breeze until like midnight. just talking. I think that's an awesome idea. Just completely casual. Just show up if you want. Not anything official with the group or anything. It's just show up and just have a nice, relaxing weekend with friends. Love this thing, and I like that idea. And it's happened unofficially a couple times, and I'd like to make it more official without making it mandatory. Just saying, it's the summertime. Pick a Saturday and come on over. I was happy, and I'm going to say this very clearly. I'm going to say this because some people are watching this and they are friends of mine. I was extremely happy when Paul said, "Hey, Dave, I'm going to be in the area. Do you mind if I stop on by?" I said, "This is fantastic." As oh, that's such an imposition. Not a chance. I grew up, my parents had a huge open door policy. Relatives would stop by, friends would stop by, and any given night on a Tuesday afternoon or evening, knock, 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 friends are at the door. No, this is back in the 70s when people didn't make a lot of, hey, the cell phone, like, hey, text you, like, are you, I'll be there in 5 minutes, are you in the house? Things have changed a little bit. But I grew up in an environment where we always had an open door policy, and Sandy and I overall adhere to that open door policy between us. And friends are always welcome if they're in the area. And I always say to my friends that, because I have friends in Toronto and Ottawa and elsewhere, all over this country and even on the continent, that usually in any given circumstance, if you're driving through Ontario going somewhere, from somewhere to somewhere, you're usually going through Hamilton, because it's hard to go somewhere to somewhere in Ontario without going through Hamilton, especially if those somewheres are, big metropolises. So, or they're going from somewhere to the States, usually drive through Hamilton, and we're right on the corridor for wherever you're going. And it's 7 minutes off the highway to come to the house. So, but again, I'm going to be also very clear about this. You have to be a friend. Like, if you're just stumbling across this YouTube channel and you say, "Hey, I'm going to come up and hang out with Dave," and I don't have a clue who you are, there is some concern. So if I don't know you, don't drop me like, "Hey, Dave, you said I could come over." No, I don't know you. If I do know you and we hung out, we did shows together for 20 years, give us a call. And I think most people here are intelligent enough to realize if they're a friend enough to give me a shout and show up, or if I just stumbled across this YouTube channel and I'm going to come over to Dave's place and check out the Lego room. I'm not there yet. I could be, or become a friend, and then we'll talk about it in like 6 months from now. I don't close the doors and opportunities. Put that in a t-shirt. Oh, I had a great t-shirt idea the other day, and I can't remember it now. It was utterly fantastic. I said, I'm going to make t-shirts. But once again, my memory being what it is, I forgot what it was. And I thought, this is going to be a great t-shirt. And I had the whole thing planned out with the fonts and the design and everything. And now I'm talking about it, and I realized I had the idea. I don't even know what it was about. It's just, it was going to be a good t-shirt. Not at all Lego related, by the way. But it was a funny little pithy thing. So, I'm going to probably wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning saying, "Aha, that was what it was about," and forget about the next day. Talking too much again. So, I think a 26-minute video after my huge tangent-filled other videos that go over an hour, I think we're fine at 26 minutes. So, I am going to do some monorail stuff, possibly not tonight, but I got it hauled out. The show's on Friday, and today is Sunday, and tomorrow is a holiday, but I think we're going to be working in the garage, because the garage is a demo zone right now. And I got to be ready for Friday to load the van with the stuff that's in the garage. And I also have to do an inventory of my monorail now, my monorail track, to make sure I got it all for the show. So that's it. That's all. I'm actually wrapping this up without 5 more hours of tangents. I really am happy I found this stuff. That's a good thing. I had a very nice day with the fam. It's a beautiful thing. And tomorrow we're going to do more stuff. So that's it. That's all. You guys all stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.